Good day, Amherstburg. It's myself, Laura D'Alessandro.
And it's Ron Joffe from the Rivertown Times in Amherstburg, back on the airwaves of 107.9 FM, CKBG The Berg, for the Rivertown Times Weekend Review. Brought to you by the Hearing and Dizziness Clinic, located at 285 Sandwich Street South in Amherstburg, or find us online at youhear.ca.
Wednesday, and it's the Wednesday of a new month. March is upon us. It's kind of a soupy mix out there today, but no snow, so we'll take it.
Might get rain at some point this week, that's what they're saying, but...
I think it's supposed to get warm, too, isn't it, by the weekend?
I think so, yeah. It's really supposed to warm up, so no complaints here.
So Matt was saying in the office, you think winter's over? I was like, no, we're due for one more snow. I feel like it's going to hit us one more time before it lets go.
Oh, yeah, we usually get blitzed in March or April, yeah.
Well, speaking of the weather and the cold and everything else, the coldest night of the year was held last Saturday in support of the Health Youth Center. They did pretty good. 160 walkers were out, and fundraising continues throughout the month of March.
Yeah, right now I think they're over 30,000. They're about 60% of their goal, at least last time I checked. 30,000 as we went to press. Yeah, so they're doing pretty well. They're trying to raise $50,000, so hopefully they get there. As Laura said, it's fundraising goes throughout the month of March, right up to the March 31st. And here's that website again. I think this is the third or fourth week in a row I've said it, but I'll say it again because it's a great cause. The www.cnoy.org/Amherstburg. So you can make your donations there. The walk may be over, the fundraising ongoing, so it's cnoy.org/Amherstburg to make your donations. All proceeds locally go to the House Youth Center, which again, as we stated, was the ones who put the local walk on. I was going to do the 5K walk. I chickened out. I did the 2K.
Ron.
I did the 2K walk though, and I'm
probably for the best. We had a press deadline yesterday, so you can wrap that up on Saturday.
Yeah, you probably would have, had to send out a search party looking for me if we went on the 5K. And where am I supposed to go?
Is there a rest stop on the 5K?
I don't know. I probably just went home for like 20 minutes and just, sat there, watched a bit of TV, and okay, I better finish up. But I did the 2K, and
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I'm kind of proud of myself, and I should get more active and like physically rather than I'm not getting any younger, as you know. Insert joke here.
Okay, I got nothing.
Well, you had your chance. But anyways, yeah. So fundraising continues, and all part of the coldest night of the year in Amherstburg.
And we'll be at the Health Youth Center tonight for the Chamber of Commerce AGM. So
that's right. Yeah.
Also on the front page of the paper this week, the Diageo plant has officially closed. The plant ceased operations last Wednesday, and as expected, there's been some big feelings and some heavy emotions with that closure.
Yeah, I mean, understandably, a lot of people are upset, and a lot of people lost their jobs. It's to be expected. And hopefully one of these days a buyer comes and the deal is able to be completed, and, the plant can be reopened as something else, and new life can be brought to the St. Arnold Street facility. But, it's one of those things like, I know I'm supposed to keep my emotions in check, but it was really tough to be out there last Wednesday afternoon and just, you're watching people come out and they're getting emotional. It was their last shift. They got to find something else to do now. They got to find another line of work. And so it was tough to experience even for me. And I'm lucky I, went back to my office, went back to my job. But unfortunately, these folks, a lot of them have to find a new job now. I think about half of them roughly have found other employment, so that's good for them. But hopefully the other half also can rejoin the workforce because, it's a tough thing. I've been there. Unemployment is not fun. And hopefully they're not unemployed for very long. So all the best to the workers at Diageo, and give them all the support you can.
The Pathway to Potential project that has come to Amherstburg took another step forward last week.
The P2P Neighborhoods program, which Amherstburg Community Services is a part of, hosted a community meeting last Thursday morning in the community room of Amherstburg Community Services.
The hub?
Which is located in the Amherstburg Community Hub. All of that at 320 Richmond Street. And got about a dozen or so people there, and people are giving their ideas as to what they want to see. It's a defined area. It's like kind of a neighborhood in the downtown core. It's like... I believe it's Friar Street, Pickering Drive, Sandwich Street, and I think Fort Street off the top of my head are kind of the boundaries. And they're looking to basically for what to offer, and it's like kind of a poverty reduction strategy. So if you're living in that neighborhood and you're struggling, it's just finding a way to help you through that and help you overcome some challenges, and just basically making lives better in that defined area of Amherstburg. And I was there covering it, and they had a lot of great ideas flowing, and we had a lot of those ideas published on page 2 of this week's issue of the Rivertown Times. So it's a full story, and check it out either in print or online at rivertowntimes.com.
Were they kind of disappointed in the turnout a little bit? That was kind of what they were expecting, or
I think so. Yeah, it's
we just really need people to come out that live in those communities. Let us know what they could do, right? I'm sure they really want the community input.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't know how, because I know there's folks there from some of the local cooperative housing. So I don't know if they were just there on their own or they're representing the co-ops.
That makes sense.
It could have been one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully at next meeting, even more people turn out, and a lot of it, it was a morning meeting. So I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe people are at work. So who knows? Maybe they'll have an evening meeting to try to catch another demographic. So
we're very fortunate to have this program come to town.
Absolutely, yeah. So more information on that on page 2 of the RTT. And I know they've got a Facebook group, the PDP Neighborhoods Program, so check that out as well.
Local small business owner Amanda Kerr is voicing her frustrations with having to remove her business sign at 111 Sandwich Street South.
The business sign is not in front of the building itself, so I think that's that's what sparked the complaint. And the town went out and basically said, I'm sorry, you have to take your sign down. And Amanda says that, the bylaw department's been actually very cordial with her. And you can put up A-frame signage and, maybe a permanent sign right in front of the building. But she's saying, that's her sign. That's how people find her business. And, she's hasn't been open for that long. She's doing well. And she's actually expanding to another unit in the building that's larger because she needs to accommodate more people. So that's a good sign. But she's just struggling with trying to find a reason why and maybe find a compromise to keep her sign up. But the town right now is saying, well, the bylaw reads that it's not actually on the property. So the bylaw reads you have to take it down. So Amanda's looking for a solution on this. She's looking for a compromise. And so we'll see where this goes. I mean, it could come before council. I mean, she's kind of leaving that open. She has heard from some council members. So we'll see. It's as I talked to the CAO last week, it is council's bylaw. So they're free to make exemptions if they like. And so we'll see what they do if it comes before council and what the reaction is. But right now, she's just kind of looking for answers, looking for solutions. And it doesn't appear to be an overly acrimonious debate or a discussion between the two parties. But she is kind of frustrated that she put the sign up. She has permission from the sign owner. And all of a sudden, there's a complaint and she's got to take it down. So we'll see how this issue develops and whether or not she'll be able to keep her sign. But right now, the town has given her until March 16 to remove it.
And as a small business owner, you spread yourself so thin, right? We both know that. So to have to take on this fight, I'm sure it takes her away from other things that she's got going on. I hope that we can come to some type of resolution for her and for the town that makes everybody happy, right? Wouldn't that be nice?
Exactly, yeah. Why not create as much positive energy as possible?
That's right. That's right. Speaking of town council, a report will be coming back to town council regarding the proposed use of a building on St. Arnaud Street, with a letter going out to the residents in the area as well. Yeah,
I mean, there's talk apparently originated as a warehouse, and based on the discussion at council, it looks like it's changing into a possible arena at that site. We'll get a full report to find out more of what's happening. It's a rather lengthy story, if I must say. It starts on page 5 of this week's RTT. So it's just
goes to 13, goes to 15.
Exactly, yeah. It's one of those. I generally don't like continuing stories on 3 pages, but this is lengthy, so that's what happened. And hopefully you'll get to some information on page 5, and just let St. Arnaud residents know what is happening with a building in their neighborhood, or what potentially could happen with a building in their neighborhood. And again, it was a controversial discussion. Went about an hour at the most recent council meeting, so. We tried to cover the council discussion and what council members and administration talked about in the story in this week's paper and online.
Do they have a date for when to expect the report? Will it be at next week's council meeting or probably a little longer?
I skimmed over the agenda. I did not see it. I mean, there's a chance I missed it, but I did not see it on the March 9th agenda, but I'm sure it'll come back relatively quickly. I mean, there's council members anxious to get more feedback on the subject.
At North Star, they had Pie a Teacher that raised $1,300 for kids curing cancer.
Yeah, the Kids Curing Cancer fundraising did not stop at the recent pasta and music fundraiser, but there was food involved. And then most recent one, it was a pie in the face, which actually appeared to be more like a whipped cream on a plate. Because, I mean, I don't think they're going to bake pies and throw those big heavy things at teachers. And teachers are yelling, gentle, gentle, as students were winding up and just hucking these things at them. And so it got kind of messy. About a dozen teachers or so.
It looked like it was all tarped off, like behind them.
Yeah, they had plastic up on the walls. They had,
The janitor must love it.
oh yeah, well, hopefully they're getting overtime pay
Yeah.
for cleaning up that mess. And yeah, so about a dozen teachers braved it. I was going to brave the elements, but I'm not sure if pie is an element or not. But they acted bravely and standing there and
Took
taking
one for the team, eh?
Exactly, that's the better phrase for it. As they took pies right in the kisser, and again, all proceeds to Kids Curing Cancer. This is their final year for KCC. So again, great job by everyone involved, and hopefully they get a couple of big checks coming, because I know they're splitting proceeds between the oncology unit at Erie Shores Healthcare in Leamington and for the Patient Assistance Fund at the Windsor Cancer Center.
Keeping in the mode of North Star, they're going to have a walkout today in protest of what's going on with OSAP. They're going to leave the high school and march over to Town Hall. That's going to be at 12:30. So you and I are going to slip out and take that in. I'm sure we'll get that in next week's paper. But kudos to North Star. You know, they showed up to Town Council last Monday. They're going to do this today. The pie in the face. Things are really popping over there at North Star High School. So I love to see it.
Yeah, so if you see a crowd gathering about 12:30 at Town Hall, that's what's happening. It's a walkout over OSAP.
Yeah, and look to the paper next week for coverage on that. Breaking sports news, the Admirals won in overtime last night, knocking out the Moortown Flags. The Admirals will advance to the second round, where they'll face off against the strong Essex 73s.
Rory Sanderson scored in the extra session last night.
How far into overtime was it, do you know?
About a little over 2 minutes, I think it was.
Geez, just long enough.
He banged home a rebound. That's all
Good for him.
That's all the Admirals needed, and that's all Rory needed. And yeah, the Admirals win the quarterfinal series in 6 games. They played a couple times on the weekend. We have a story on page 11 of this week's RTT. Unfortunately, for us at least, timing-wise, we couldn't get game 6 into this week's RTT. That's because we go to press around noon on Tuesday, and the game was at 7 o'clock last night. So, but the Admirals won it, so that's the main thing. They win the game 5-4. Stefan Djordjevic, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. 7 goals in the 6 games, including 2 last night.
Wow.
And Rory Sanderson again with the game winner. And they advanced to play into the semifinals against the Essex 73s. And I believe, I don't think the official schedule's been released yet, but I believe that series starts Friday night.
In Essex.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
It should. They
2 in Essex and then 2 at home. Or is it 1, 2, 1, 2?
If it maintains the same pattern as the Moortown series, it would go Essex, Amherstburg, Essex, kind of alternating sites. And the reason I'm a little bit, I'm not willing to 100% commit, because I know the 73 started their quarterfinal series. They played the 8th seed Walpole Island. They swept them in 4 straight. But that series started on Walpole Island for some reason. I mean, obviously they're playing in municipal facilities and they got to secure ice time and that sort of thing. So maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know. But sounds like the series starts on Friday night, and I would expect at least Essex to have game 1 under their roof.
So keep an eye, because we share things on especially on our Instagram, anything that the Admirals post. So we could probably share the schedule on there if people are interested.
Yeah, keep an eye on our social media, and we'll get the schedule out there. And I know a lot of people are following the Admirals this playoff round, and they're going around too.
Yeah, show your support. They got a cute they decorated one of the walls of the Libro Center with some cute little signs and stuff. So it's nice to see that community support. So go Admirals, and keep your eye on the RTT for updated information regarding that. Skate Amherstburg hosted their 3rd annual Leap into Spring Gala. Kind of like would you call a little preview to the carnival that's going to happen at the end of March? Yeah,
a little bit. I mean, there's a lot of solo acts, but I mean, this was more sort of to showcase the synchro teams.
Oh, it's exciting.
And they had about 3 of those out there. They had the Diamond Divas, which is the more adult skaters. The teenage, kind of the youth skaters are in the Starlights, and the younger kids are in the Starlights Development Program. And all 3 teams were out there on last Thursday evening. It was good to see that, and good to see the solo skaters as well. And they put a lot of time and effort into this, and they too are out at the Libro Center quite a bit, and they're showcasing their talents, and a lot of them did so last Thursday night.
Maybe you could showcase your talents and join the Divas.
I can't even walk on ice in my shoes, much less on a couple of blades. So,
but they need an anchor post within the middle that kind of offsets everything that's going on around. Maybe that could be you. You could stand in the middle and be the anchor for the team.
Oh, I'm an anchor, all right. And
just drag everybody down.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll just they'll have to help me out there and prop me up and the whole 9 yards.
I'd pay to see it.
I'm sure you would.
The carnival, like I said, is rain or shine. That's the theme this year, and that's going to be on March 29th out at the Libro Center.
From 2 to 4 that day.
Exciting stuff. All right, turning our attention to the weekend and weekends to come. What do you got on the tap this weekend, Ron?
I'll be out at a pasta dinner, likely on Saturday night. The dinner is Saturday night, and I will likely be there. Grayson's Pasta Dinner fundraiser is going on at the KFC to benefit a young boy with cancer. That dinner at 5:30, and that's $25 per adult and $15 per child. Again, that's at the KFC Hall in River Canard. It's on Malden Road, 8965 Malden Road to be precise. There is a fish fry on this Friday evening, as there usually is at the Columbus Community Hall, otherwise known as the KFC Hall, at 190 Richmond Street in Amherstburg. That's benefiting the Good Friday procession. That is an annual tradition every year in town. And so that's Friday evening. And there's also on Friday evening a World Day of Prayer. It's an Amherstburg Community Prayer Service. That's at 7 o'clock. I know it's St. Andrew's Presbyterian and Christ Church are combining on this. It's going to be at Christ Church, 317 Ramsey Street. A lot of it has to do with the war that has gotten underway in Iran. And it's just to pray for peace in the world, and just it's a non-denominational, multi-faith service, so everyone is welcome to attend. Again, 7 o'clock at Christ Church Anglican at 317 Ramsey Street here in Amherstburg.
Next Friday night, March 13th, at St. Andrew's Church at 129 Simcoe Street, it's going to be Friday Night Live. And this week it's got, a Irish theme to it?
Yeah, that's right. There's another Friday Night Live coming up. So it's March the 13th, which is the Friday, obviously before St. Patrick's Day, which I think is the Wednesday next week. So it's going to be an Irish theme. We've got a great lineup. Doc and the Rev, as usual. So me and Shirley Carlton, my wife, we're the warm-up act. Johnny Mac's going to be there. Dave Wilson, Trio 59 and friends, which are students of Musicland, I believe. The Bluegrass Bunch, Jackson Crawley. So be there or be square. It's going to be another great night. And just to remind everybody, it is live streamed on YouTube.
Exciting stuff.
Yep, so that's 7 to 9 p.m. on March 13th at St. Andrew's Presbyterian Church, 129 Simcoe Street in beautiful historic Amherstburg.
Speaking of churches, we had our toonie auction and chili dinner last Friday night out at Harrow United Church. I'm happy to report we raised $700 on the chili portion of the evening. That's going to go towards supporting our two girls that we sponsor their education in Tanzania. And we raised $5,000 at the auction. It's going to go towards the church. And you were not at all lucky this year, my friend.
Well, I was lucky to be there and to cover it. And
that's so nice.
Buy myself a tasty bowl of chili. But no,
I made.
You made, yeah.
And it was divine, and nobody got sick.
That's always a ringing endorsement of
It's
food,
always a crapshoot.
and no, it was quite tasty, quite healthy, and
a lot of fun.
Quite fun, yeah. And there's over 30 prizes that were raffled off, auctioned off, and unfortunately, I did not win any of them this year. And
well, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, they cleaned up. They each won a prize, and as did one of my boys. So
yeah, and he gave me a jar of honey out of his prize packet, so I didn't go home empty-handed. So
I gotta find out where he put that bag, though. I'm sure it's living in his room somewhere, and there's coffee and a waffle maker, and Lord only knows what else in that bag that's sitting in his bedroom. So
yeah, you might want to do a search for it before it starts festering and smelling
Yes.
of petroleum, depending on what's inside of it.
yeah, it was a fun night, and usually it's held in the fall, but this year we did it in the spring. So we'll have a discussion maybe at our meeting tomorrow night and see where we go going forward. If we do it again this year, or we wait and do it next year. But it was a lot of fun, a lot of work, but it was a really good night, and I thank you for coming out. So
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me.
looking forward into March, we also have March break is coming up, and Briarswood is offering some camps out there the Monday through Friday of March break. So be sure to check them out. They got lots of good things going on. My daughter Ari was there last Friday for their PD Day camp. Always a fun time out at Briarswood. Anything else, Ron, that you want to highlight?
Just to make mention, we're still working on that 2026 Amherstburg phone book. So if you want an ad, call Laura at 519-736-4175 or email sales@rivertowntimes.com. We are also updating our listings. So if you have a listing that needs to be changed, if you need a listing that needs to be added or deleted, if you're looking through it and going, okay, that person no longer lives there, or they passed away. And obviously, if you pass away, you can't update your own phone listing. So if someone else wants to do that for them, you can contact me also at 736-4175, or my email is mail@rivertowntimes.com. So please update your listings and get your ad in this year's Amherstburg phone book.
That's right. All right, Amherstburg, have a great day.
Have a great day. Have a great week. A shout out to our drivers, Louise and Ashley. And we'll be back on the airwaves of 107.9 FM CKBG The Berg next Wednesday at 12 noon and the replay at 4:30 p.m. Brought to you by the Hearing and Dizziness Clinic, located at 285 Sandwich Street South in Amherstburg, or also find us in LaSalle, Essex, and Windsor. For more information or to book an appointment, visit us online at uhear.ca. The Hearing and Dizziness Clinic.